ميزتنا نحن والعراق الشقيق نتحدث لغة واحدة والهدف أمامنا واضح.
Al-Muallim affirms in a press conference with his Iraqi counterpart that Iraq and Syria stand in the same trench against terrorism. The Syrian Arab Army eliminates scores of terrorists in several areas. And Russia warns the US against the deployment of the missile shield in South Korea. Good afternoon, this is News in English from the Syrian Arab television in Damascus. In a joint press conference with his Iraqi counterpart Ibrahim al-Jafari, Foreign and Expatriates Minister, Walid al-Muallim has said Iraq and Syria are standing in one trench against terrorism. As long as Iraq is fine and well, Syria is also fine and well, according to al-Muallim. And al-Muallim said that their confidence, the confidence of the Syrian government, is great that the Iraqi leaders will spare no effort to stand on Syria's side and break the blockade imposed on it. Al-Muallim also referred to the Jordanian Information Minister's statements about training Syrian tribesmen on Jordanian territories, adding that these statements presented nothing new. They merely proved that we have been saying what we have been saying about the presence of camps for training for terrorists in Jordan, pointing out that Al-Muallim wished that Egypt would play its historical role and perform its duty. We have not so far sensed such role, Al-Muallim added, perhaps for special reasons or due to its battle against terrorism and the Muslim Brotherhood. We, the Foreign and Expatriates Ministry in Syria, went on, sympathize with the Syrian and the Egyptian people with the joint history that proved that Egypt, Syria and Iraq are capable of changing the course of events in the region. On his part, Iraqi Foreign Minister Ibrahim al-Jafari said Syria is defending all the neighboring countries, which is a momentous step that everybody must be committed to. We are astonished to see a neighboring country reassured over the terrorism that has been killing children and making no distinction between one person and another. Several terrorists from Jabhat al-Nusra, the affiliate of al-Qaeda in Syria, were killed or wounded by a Syrian Arab Army unit in Tel Mashala in Qunaydra countryside to the south of the country. While in Homs suburbs in central Syria, the Syrian Arab Army foiled a terrorist attack on al-Rastan Dam, eliminating a number of the ISIL terrorists in Anq al-Hawa and Rahum villages. In Hama countryside, hideouts belonging to the terrorist organizations have been destroyed in Hamadi Omar, Makmeen, Mayal, Al-Latamna, Kafr Zeta and other areas. In Idlib suburbs, weapons and ammunition warehouses has been destroyed, as well as vehicles carrying terrorists in Taftanaz, Bakfaloon, Bruma Farms, Khan Sheikhoun and Deir Simbol. While in Aleppo countryside, a number of terrorists have been killed or wounded in Tel Jbin, Khan Touman, Babis and Al-Brij. As Amman's role in setting up camps in Jordan to train terrorists and the so-called moderate opposition to be sent to Syria has been revealed by Arab and Western news media, Jordanian Minister of State for Media Affairs and the Jordanian government spokesperson Mohammed al-Mumni has declared that his country will take part in training Syrian and Iraqi tribesmen to confront the terrorist ISIL organization as well as other terrorist groups. In a press conference, al-Mumni said that the training would be carried out within the context of the war on terrorism. He referred to regional states which have agreed to training operation. Al-Mumni alleged that his country's stand is steady towards the crisis in Syria in terms of the need to find a political solution to it and the meeting of all sides at the negotiations table in order to recover security in their country on the basis of Geneva I provisions. The Lebanese army has arrested two terrorists, Omar Miqati, nicknamed Abu Huraira, and Bilal Miqati, dubbed as the Lebanese Abu Omar. The two terrorists have participated in attacks on the Lebanese army and have committed several terrorist acts inside the Lebanese lands. A Lebanese military statement said that one of the two terrorists is suspected of being implicated in the slaughter of one of the kidnapped Lebanese soldiers. On the 5th of this month, the Lebanese army had also apprehended one of the most dangerous terrorists, Hussein Ghrilli, who is linked to the ISIL terrorist organization in Al-Qalamun terrain. The terrorist was arrested in one of Al-Biqa hospitals, where he was hospitalized for suffering from head injuries sustained during the recent battles of Ras Balabak. In Iraq, the Iraqi army achieved a great progress in the military operation that started yesterday to liberate the two areas of Al-Bushihab and Al-Busada, east of Al-Ramadi in Al-Anbar governorate, killing more than 60 ISIS terrorists in the streets of Al-Salam, Al-Ramadi, and the Iraqi army also repelled an attack by ISIS terrorists on Amirat Al-Fallujah, inflicting heavy casualties on the terrorists. Meanwhile, a military source said that the military operation in Saladin would inevitably lead to the liberation of the whole governorate from ISIS terrorists who have become already trapped from all access. The source said that liberating the governorate has become a matter of time only, but there are still some technical matters and military plans and strategies that must be provided to resolve the battle. 2 Egyptian soldiers were killed and 6 others wounded in a terrorist roadside bomb that targeted a military armored vehicle south of Al-Sheikh Zwayed, north of Sinai. Previously, the terrorist group of Ansar Bayt al-Maqdis have claimed responsibility for most of the attacks against the Egyptian security forces since the ouster of Mohammed Morsi from office in July 2013. Meanwhile, the Egyptian army forces continue to pursue the terrorists in Sinai, killing dozens of them during the last few months and defusing many explosive devices that were aimed at security and military headquarters. Russia has warned that the U.S. against the deployment of the missile shield in South Korea. In a statement, the Russian Foreign Ministry said talks is going on in Seoul about the possibility of deploying American ballistic and THAAD missile, and that American troops stationed there are studying the areas where the shield would be deployed, a thing that jeopardizes the security of the region as well as international security and strategic stability. Within the same context, Russia has affirmed that the current crisis in Ukraine is the direct result of the West's intervention in Ukrainian internal affairs. It pointed out that the unconstitutional change of authority, which took place in February 2014, with the direct support of the US and the European Union, has led to strategic events which resulted in a civil war in southeast Ukraine. At the foot of Ararat, International Media Forum in Yerevan condemns the Armenian genocide.
An international media forum named At the Foot of Ararat was launched in Yerevan. It was dedicated to the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide. The president of Armenia, Serge Sarkisyan, delivered a speech before hundreds of journalists at the opening ceremony of the large-scale event. Media representatives from 34 countries participated in the 3-day forum. The President's Chief of Staff, the event coordinator of the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide, Biken Sarkisyan, in his speech said that Turkey keeps denying the Armenian genocide and that the genocide hasn't ended as long as it is not recognized and condemned, adding that Turkey is trying to deviate international focus on April 24th by commemorating Gallipoli's battle on the same day.
We believe that it's extremely cynical to commemorate and celebrate victory in Gallipoli battle on the day when the Armenian people is commemorating 1.5 million perished and killed in the Armenian genocide. We do hope that the international community will watch that adequately, and any presence there, if there is any presence, would be always including in its statements and its positions recollection of the memories of the Armenian genocide and what happened to Armenians during that same period of time. We think that it's a decision motivated by a will to distract the international attention from the centennial commemorations in Armenia, and we think that it's a very bad taste.
The Chief of Public Relations and Information Center of the President's Staff, Aras Agatelian, said that the role of the media is great in preventing genocides and fighting against discrimination. The genocide that was committed 100 years ago by the Ottomans is being repeated again in Syria, but in a different way, as Turkey is a partner in the war against Syria. Thus, when a criminal is not punished, they will repeat the crime. This is the Zernaga Pert. It's the memorial edifice of the Armenian martyrs. In this very same place, on April 24th, many important personalities from all over the world will come to commemorate the centennial of the Armenian genocide. Mani Genjan, Syrian TV, Yerevan.
With this, we come to the end of our news for today. For more details about Syria and the region, and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Stay with us, the latest in the world of economy and business after the break.